This is the Tier 10 Swedish tech tree heavy, the Kranvagn. It is a vehicle which features fantastic mobility, gun depression, and specifically turret armor. It also features a solid clip with 2,700 DPM. You can get it up to 2,900, but I don't see a reason why. But that's where the good things stop. I mean, it does a lot of damage, it has a lot of armor, and it has great mobility. The problem is, this vehicle also features terrible dispersion, awful aiming time, and some of the worst pen in Tier 10 with 300 millimeters of heat. This is a frontline heavy that's supposed to be fighting other frontline heavies, and you can't pen them. So the question in today's video: is the Kron, after the nerfs, still a good vehicle to grind, or is it one that you should leave back in the garage? Well, we should start off by doing a quick overview of the line. We start at the Emil 1, we make our way to the Emil 2, and we finish off with the Kron. Now, I actually really like the Emil 1. The vehicle features solid DPM for the tier. It's got high alpha damage of 360. The HE is insane at 460. However, you don't really find yourself using the HE, but it's got good pen. It's got really good damage per shot, 12 degrees of gun depression, and we can actually see my Emil 1 fully equipped here. 0.31 dispersion. It's a fairly good tank in all regards, and it's fast. It reaches a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour without even running a turbo. So the Emil 1, I have to say, is a rather fantastic vehicle. I have been enjoying it personally, and been doing pretty well in it. Then you move on to the Emil 2, which jumps up quite a bit. Its armor is really good on the turret. You're basically never going to pen the turret. And it actually deals the same clipping damage as the Kron, albeit a slightly longer intra clip, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, the same clip, and it has the same heat bed. And if we take a look at the mobility, this tank goes 40 base and 12 at reverse. So if you're running a turbo, it's basically the same mobility as the Kron. Honestly, tier for tier wise, I'd say the Emil 2 is better than the Kron after the changes, because of the fact that this vehicle basically features the same gun, just at a tier lower with really not many downsides. And then that brings us to the Kron, the tier 10 of them all. What is the advantage of this versus the Emil 2? Well, it does feature more turret armor. It features a much higher DPM value, but in terms of the gun, pretty similar. It's a 2.75 second intra clip instead of 3. Pretty close there. Pen-wise is exactly the same. Personally, I would love to see Wargaming buff the pen to like 320. But the whole line is great, honestly. They're fantastic to play due to the gun depression, very mobile. The only real killer of the Kron is artillery and high alpha tanks, because these vehicles don't feature that much HP. Even running Bond improved hardening, I only have 2,370 hit points. I mean, my Blizgavica, which is a tank destroyer, has 2,340. It's almost more than my heavy. So you can start to understand the one problem with this vehicle when it comes to hit points. It's very hard to actually trade with heavies, where if you have like a VZ, this tank's got the same, but, you know, I'm not even running Bond. I'm running just an improved hardening. So there are a couple downsides, but the upsides are the fact that you've got a clip, you've got gun depression, you've got mobility. So in today's video, we're going to be asking whether the nerfs actually hurt the Kron, or if it's still capable to do its job on the front line. With 300 millimeters of heat, you are really, really going to struggle. And what's even worse is that it also has APCR standard. So you're really, really going to be in a wacky situation when driving the Kron, because APCR is not as good as AP, and the heat on this tank is pretty bad as well. So yeah, it's rather weird. Now, I like the Kron. As I said, I think it's a rather fun tank, and I think that it still can do very well. But it's just really disappointing when you're up against something like an E100 or even a Mouse, and half the time you just can't pen the enemy tank because of the fact your heat shells can't really do anything. It's understandable because you can't pen the Kron, but as I said in the past, I personally think that balancing a tank against, you know, with its pen, I think is one of the worst ways in the game, because I can pull out a VK72 which has 350 millimeters of heat pen, and I'll literally crap on any tier 10 in front of me. And then I'll pull out a Kron, and I can't deal with half the things in front of me. It's rather disappointing. But we do get a nice shot into the enemy Sheridan for 430, not too bad. But the enemy does have 2 artillery, which is rather irritating. You can see the enemy 277 up top, and, well, as much as I'd love to pen the 277, we're not able to, at least from the angle he was showing us his turret. We're going to start reloading. We've already dealt 1,000 damage, and we've already assisted 100 as well, so not a bad start. The Kron actually features pretty effective DPM. It's got about like Oh, well, we could have shot that Sheridan, but it's not that big of a deal. Right now, I'm just making sure that the enemy artillery doesn't have a field day on me. We can see one of the already shot at the Sheridan. Alright, and wow, our 50B is already dead. What the heck, bruh. Literally, I look away for 1 second and the 50B is just nuked. Alright, well, we get 1 shell into the E50, 2 shells into the E50, and 3. There you go. That is what the Kron can do. I mean, we absolutely nuked that enemy E50M. Now we get hull down again. This is where the tank feels amazing. When you don't need to load gold, you're able to sit hull down, and you're able to bleed your opponents out with the incredible gun depression. It feels amazing. I mean, there's no denying that whatsoever. I have a feeling that Sheridan is going to try and rush the E50B, so I'm actually going to wait here a little bit. Oh, I wasn't wrong. I was not wrong, but I don't think that Sheridan's going to make a play in the open. No. Okay. Well, let's move up then, and let's see if we can get some damage into maybe the Object 277. He's moved back a little bit. Okay. Well, they have a 4005, which is obviously quite a scary vehicle. Oh, what the heck, bruh? Alright, well, let's aim it on the E50. There you go. He's dead. Not really sure why the E50 would put himself there. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to just pretend like I have no shells, and really hoping that the Sheridan allows me to hit him here. Let's see. I'm just going to cross it. I don't really think that Sheridan has me spotted, and I don't think anything's going to spot me to begin with, so if we cross right here, there you go, 1 shell, and is he going to die from that fall? No, unfortunate. Well, we still got a decent amount out. We're at 2,900 at this point, which is obviously pretty good. And the enemy tanks in general are over here. I wonder if we can just cross this like so, you know, right over here. And if we get hull down, if we can shoot these players. Let's see. We got a little bit longer left. 3, 2, 1. Ow. 277 shoots me. Oh well. Let's aim it on the 277. There you go. Nice shot. Oh, we got the boss shottion on us as well. Well, we are probably dead, but I'm going to do exactly what our teammate did, which is slowly, or their teammate did, which is slowly slide off the hill. That bat chat can't get to me, but man, our team, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Like, why am I getting punished for this? Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if that Super Conk or VZ is over here. There you go. Nice clearance to the enemy VZ. We have the Super Conk all the way at the back over here, and, well, the Artie's going to shoot us. Unfortunate. We did 5,000 damage, and we actually didn't need to load a single gold shell. It's a great example of where the Kron can do a really good job. And this is why the tank is always strong, but I don't know, I just find it really disappointing that it doesn't have much pen. I mean, I like how I'm complaining about the tank as I proceed to absolutely bleed out our opponents. We're going to win this. We should at least. The Batchat gave up medium flank. They only have artillery left, really. If that artillery had not been able to kill me, we probably could have done fine against the Super Conk. I don't think he would have been able to HE me frontally, so pretty good stuff, honestly. 5,000 damage is not a bad result at all. As we can see, this was a fairly good game for the Kron. 5,000 damage dealt, we did top on the team, and really not that much effort needing to be used. That is the ideal situation for using a Kron. You don't need to load gold ammo. You're placed in a situation where you're able to bleed out your opponents and not bleed too much yourself. Now, in the end of the game, we started to bleed, but I can't really say that was our fault. We literally had 0 support on the hill, which is one of the most important parts of the map to hold. That's just a rather unfortunate circumstance of the team we were given, but we still did a decent job dealing with that circumstance and coming out with a victory. Now this game, we have 2 mice up against us. We have a 60 TP, but we also have a 277 Rhino and VZ55. See, I've got 2 different options. I can either make my way to the heavy flank and try to farm out 2 mice, or I can make my way to the medium flank and get hull down. Both are honestly very, very viable, and it really depends on what I want to do. I kind of want to farm out the mice, I'm not going to lie, but I also kind of want to help out the heavy. I don't know, it's kind of back and forth for me. I'm going to go to the medium flank for now. I don't really think the mice are that big of a problem, and I would much rather focus. Oh, you know what? Never mind, I lied. We have no tanks going over to the medium flank. Yeah, that's not happening, Chief. Alright, looks like I'm going to go farm the mice out. That's at least the plan. Okay, well, we're gonna head all the way over there. Yeah, normally I would go over towards the hull down spot. Everybody knows what I'm talking about if you're using a Kron or something like this, but unfortunately when you have no teammates that want to go there, then that's not going to work out. Now I am running a T3 turbo on the Kron, and that is to get our maximum top speed out. We can see I'm chilling at 50 kilometers per hour right now. This tank is fairly quick, which is nice. Having speed is always a very important attribute because you can get from point A to point B very quickly. I also have a lot of reverse speed on this tank, which means we can get out of trouble we may have put ourselves in. Just in general, really, really nice to have that ability on whatever tank you're driving. So I want to see if we can kind of squeeze our way up here. Let's see. That VZ got bonked. And well, there's the 60 TP. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to move up. I'm going to move up pretty aggressive here. Artillery tries to hit me, but does not get the shell out. Let's see. Is there anything over here? Well, not as of yet. Okay. Well, 60 just shot. There you go. One shell. And 2. Nice. And then we have the 60 TP. And there's our third. Well, that's 1,220 damage. And even though the artillery is cringe, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter too much, as we've already done our job. Obviously, clearing the enemy was very important. We bled 1,000 health. I don't even know how we bled 1,000. Well, we didn't bleed 1,000. We bled more like 800, but still a little cringe. Alright, well, let's reload. Kind of hoping the AMX bounces him a little, I'm going to be honest, but I don't... Yeah, I was about to say... okay, game. Let's try that again. There you go. It's not that big of a deal. We were going to reload our clip anyway, but I'm a little surprised that our shell ended up doing that. Okay, well, weirdly enough, the mouse actually went to the other flank of the map. Let's see, the boss shot Dion's running, and I'm going to chill right here. Is he going to drown himself? Of course he is. Average artillery player would rather drown himself than do anything for the team. Well, we got one shell into the 121B. Ah, unfortunate. Let's aim in one more. Brah. Well, you can see the big downside of the accuracy with the Kron. It's bad, and it will cause you to miss a lot of easy shots. I mean, that was a pretty easy shot if I say so myself, and it just completely missed. Alright, well, let's hope the AMX gives us some room here, but I guess we're going to have to wait for these two guys to cut through first, then we can make our way through. We got the Stritzvon all the way in the back corner here. Wonder if we can hit that Stritzvon. No, unfortunate. Alright, well, we got the mouse in front. And obviously the mouse is a pretty easy chunk of damage if we can get to him. The grill and the 121B are also over here. However, I'm not too worried. Oh, there you go. Grill missed his shot. That's a pretty big L for the grill. Alright, let's see if that mouse tries crossing. And there you go. One shell into the mouse. Got the Rinoceronte over here. And there you go. One shell into the Rhino. 2 shells into the Rhino hatch. Perfect. Well, we're at 3,000 damage now, which is obviously quite nice. And we're going to reload our clip. The AMX is getting absolutely nuked, though, which is not ideal. The rest of our team is also not here, so we're going to start backing out if I can, because I am probably going to be next. We got the Manticore. Well, I mean, I'd still say, in this current time frame, my vehicle is quite dangerous, and, well, there's 1 shell into the enemy Rhino, and 2 shells into the enemy Rhino, and he's dead. That leaves us with the enemy 121B, who we bounced the turret of, I think. It's not that big of a deal, though. I mean, it's a win. We did 4,000 damage, and we got a pretty solid result out. So, if you want my opinion on the Kron after the changes, I still think it's quite a capable vehicle. Like, yes, it obviously has downsides, but I think the turret armor, paired with the fact that it still has very solid DPM, definitely makes up for a lot of the downsides this vehicle features. We did 4,000 damage, which was pretty good. We could have dealt 5,000 if our gun decided to work a little bit better on that 121B, but it's really not that big of a deal. We won, and that's really all that matters. I think the only problem with that 121B is I couldn't tell what way he was facing, although the one shot we bounced on his turret, but the one that we bounced on his hull, I could not tell which way he was facing, so I just don't know where the shell went. But either way, pretty solid result. Second on the team, top for XP. The Kron is an amazing tank, and it shows that, yes, vehicles might not be as capable as they used to, but they're still very good. That's the same case for tanks like the AMX M4 and a lot of other vehicles. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the Kron. I really like it. I think it's a fantastic tank. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.